Hello everybody, I'm Sneaksy Gamer and welcome back to Thief 2 The Metal Age. Before I ended that episode, I encountered a spider and I hate these things, as I mentioned in the last episode. You can kill them with frog beasts. It takes a couple of frog beasts if the frog beasts explode near them. But the frog beasts don't seem to target them. And the spiders are very bad aim. Have very bad aim. And occasionally the frog beasts will target them. I don't get it. And now the spider's running away. It must have taken a lot of damage. Okay. So, you know what? No. Yeah, I was gonna destroy that large mech beast. Ow. Hey, stop that. I don't want to use my mine, but I may not have a choice. Now let's watch and see which one hits it first. I'm hoping the spider will hit it because the other ones I can handle. The spiders are just too damn fast for me to handle. But so far it doesn't look like either of them's gonna hit it. Yeah, the spider went over there and he's just continuing on his patrol. What the hell? Okay, let's quick load then. Now, I believe the spider was coming back this way. Got it. Do I dare break it with that guy right back there? I'm just gonna leave it. If it comes back to life, I will deal with it then. I don't know if they do or not. I don't want to risk it because they're dead. They're dangerous. I have found unauthorized. What? Okay, really? What the? Okay. The little one just stops and goes, "Wretched intruder," and then it was like looking around. I don't know what the hell happened, but excuse the language. Oh no, why did I do that? How am I gonna get it without triggering that watcher now? That wasn't very smart. Might have to use one of my fire arrows. Just one. Gotcha. Now, it doesn't look like that spider's coming back to life. I'm still going to break it. And that trick works on these guys too. That's how I'm going to get the other bodies to put into the machine. But these things are heavy and they slow you down, so it's quicker to just do this. And this mission is almost entirely the mech beasts, mech guards, whatever you want to call them. They're robots. It's almost entirely the robots. So that makes things quite difficult. It gets extremely loud right here for some reason. Okay, now in this machine, this is the one that I said we put the things into. I like how the piece of the robot is called a corpse. I also like how it slows me way down, but yet I can throw it way out there. It's extremely heavy, but I can throw it really, really far. Okay, now, as I said, with each set, we push that. Nothing comes out, but then, next set, I'll use the ones that are already on the ground.
Nay, I shall not pine, Garrett, but thou wert no ally to me. Thou art not known for constancy, nor loyalty. 'Twas from the folly of Constantine that I learned that. Yes, I know all about thy past dealings. Why else should I concern myself with the likes of thee? I wouldst have had thee under my control, else dead.
It landed on the table, nice.
I'd have had both.
And sometimes I can't quite understand what Karis is saying, but it's kind of hard to understand what that voice is saying because of the voice. And I never really noticed, but a lot of the robots seem to be, their voices seem to be modeled kind of modeled after Karis's voice in a way. Not quite the same, but they're similar. So let's break you, and break you. Nope, didn't quite make it in there. Again, I can climb up and mantle up here with that huge thing in my hands, but yet I can't do anything. I can't use any items with that in my hands. It's kind of funny. Now, one more. I'm going to drop the steel plate in, then toss that thing in there. And this one I will read the quotes. Most of the reason I didn't in the other one was because I wasn't used to doing the commentary yet, so it would have been it would have destroyed my voice. And here we go. Scroll. Thief 2 quote list. Tim, I'm perfectly willing to screw the zombies for the patch. Randy, why cheese? Why not barrels or crates or something? Emo, something like that. I'll call him Emo. The apples were too small. Randy, you can imagine the gruesome hack that we would have to do. Tim, yes, but we'd have to hire professionals to forgive us. Mark, in response to undercurrents of sexual tension between Garrett and Victoria, it's like medieval moonlighting. Emil, in response to a guard who saw him from far away, oh man, he's been taking his beta-carotene. Mark, to Matt, are you talking about monkeys again? Tim, remember, spelled backwards, it's the name Hagen. I don't know how to pronounce that, I'm not gonna try. because it's could sound like something different. It's that, not that. Emil, see, he's limping because I shot him in the leg. Terry, so shoot him in the other leg. Mark, kill the chubby kid. Bill, he's more curvy than I thought. Terry, it's okay to have those feelings. Garrett, the city looks almost bearable from up here. Terry, God, what a cynic. Have a beer, Garrett. Mike C. I'm really excited about rain, snow, and falling rain. Randy, sounds like a James Taylor song. Alex, I can now drop a piece of cheese on the floor and mouse look through it. Pat, you have a cheese with mouse look? Alex, did the trickster get eaten? Emil, no, I'm going to devour him later tonight in a drunken rage. Emil, in response to his wife's due date, the baby's in beta. Mike C., I just think it's fun to walk up behind Alex and hit him with a blackjack. Randy, exactly, it's social. A radio plays faintly in the next room. Terry, do you hear a radio playing faintly somewhere with a woman's voice? Emil, it's the voice of Victoria in your head. Tim, it's your muse. Terry, my muse isn't very helpful. I can't understand what she's saying. Randy, I like sunlight and all, I just don't like the hours it occurs in. Dan K., I have a bunch of bugs for the programmers. That's my job, to keep them from their families. Rob, once upon a time, not only would Dromed, that's one of the tools they used in the development. Once upon a time, not only would Dromed crash, but it would go out and kill your family afterwards. Mock, I thought we took out that code. Bug 701. Bore 13-126 not attached to wall at hinges. Tim, yes, there's nothing more boorish than not being attached at your hinges. I'm assuming that was supposed to say door. Kevin C., I'm assuming that's what the bug stated and it was meant to say door. Kevin C., I was confused. It worked exactly like I wanted it to, so I thought it must be broken. Terry, are there any weird ramifications to me taking some mushrooms? Randy, hold on, I have to add something to the quote list. Karis on the loudspeaker. Seest thou ever the circus, Garrett? 'Tis a most uncomely spectacle, with mischievous clowns and daring trapeze, and in the end, naught is ever built. Terry, well, if it looks good enough that you don't even notice there's nothing to do, that's a start. Tim, that's the kind of thing you kind of want to put on the quote list and kind of want to keep off. Emil, you were trying to look up her skirt. Dan K., well, I just wanted to see if it could be done. You have to throw the remote camera just right so it goes under their fizz models, but it slides too far and the noise alerts them and then they move around. It's really tough. Pat, are you Beer Claus? Dan K., yes. Have you been a good little programmer this year? Ho ho ho. Pat, yes. Dan K., so they're talking about the missions here. So when we put in 2, we used to crash because 3 isn't there anymore. But now framed, which is 4, is 2. Alex, right? Dan K., so courier, which is 5, is 4? No, courier is 3. This is idiotic. But note that when you get to 12 and 13, they're actually 12 and 13. Right, but 16 is 14 and 15 is 11, so that's not actually helpful. What about mission 10? Is that 10? No, it's 8, unless we shift everything up by a number, in which case it will be 9. Dan T. to Terry. Liar, liar, plants on fire. Kevin C. Frog beast, I choose you. Sarah, really, when you think about it, our rating should be immature. Alex, it goes along with the bugs play testers can't spell and designers can't spell. Randy, what? And programmers are some kind of spelling aces? What'd you take first place at the spelling bee programmer? Dan K., what are you gonna do? Go cry to Bill Farquhar? Randy, pretending to be Alex. The other disciplines are picking on me. And some of these things are just kind of dumb, but I thought some of them were funny. Alex to Randy, you know if you kill Emil with laughter, you get his bug list? Randy, you should try a game development cycle. It's about as unfulfilling as giving birth to twins. Laura, oh. Alex, what? My severed head is talking. Quotelist, I'm already on it. What is ping stim? Come here and I'll show you. Emil, I'm falling behind on my quotes. I have to say something witty. Alex, it's very different. Tim, it's very different in what way, Alex? It's not the same. Rob, Randy, you have alarms in bank, right? Randy, yeah. Rob, how do you refer to an alarm system? Emil, ye old alarm system. Randy, 2 boxes of cereal. The bee looks like a wizard with no pants on. Randy, you're very acute. Dan, thank you. Rob, I think he wants to shag you. Yes, thank you, Rob. Oh. Alex to Tim, permit me to call you a filthy liar even though you are not lying. Okay, tell me about the flies. Emil, well, see, I've been in crunch and I haven't had time to bathe. Tim, you'll have to excuse me. I'm going to go kiss Mike Ryan now. Again. And last page. Tim, there's no problem that can't be solved with a dead body. Tim, yes, there's nothing like an amusing room brushing pun. And those things were nothing like amusing room brushing puns. Bill, no, that doesn't make me laugh, Steve. If it was someone else's problem, I might laugh. Emil, the bug said this object, Terry, won't sit down. Terry, okay, she's not an object. Randy, yeah, don't treat Terry like an object. And as I said, a lot of those were rather kind of dumb, but I found a few of them amusing. So I just figured I'd share them. Moving on now. I was going to the plans room. Sorry about that. Ah, another spider. Okay, good, it's going the other way. This is the plans room here. Gotta pick the lock. Where are my lock picks? There we go. And we've got a lot of crafting, well, not really crafting materials, but they kind of are crafting materials. We've got a lot of materials in this mission, and we will be using a lot of them, but not all of them. Okay, first I'm going to come down here. We've got to Brother Kelsus regarding the proper usage of the guiding beacon. As thou knowest, the servants are controlled by the 8 signal towers located on the roof of the cathedral. Sorry. Normally, these signal towers communicate instructions that I myself issue unto the servants from within my protective chamber. However, when the time comes to modify the servants, we will use these signal towers to transmit the guiding beacon instead. In my wisdom, I have made it easy to do this without necessitating difficult adjustments to the signal towers. Firstly, thou must get the guiding beacon. Only one hath been manufactured, and I am controlling access to it by keeping it always with me inside my protective chamber. Since thou art a loyal and industrious follower of Karis, if I am unavailable, thou hast my permission to manufacture a new one. The blueprints are stored in the plans room. Bringeth then the guiding beacon to the signal room, which is on the 3rd floor of the northern apse. There thou wilt see the machine that produces the signal used by the signal towers. This machine hath 2 slots, signal slot A and signal slot B. At all times the device which transmits my instructions must be kept connected to signal slot A. However, thou canst connect the guiding beacon to signal slot B. Do this at thy leisure, for 'twill not interrupt my control over the servants. Yet another step is required to activate the guiding beacon thou hast prepared. Only when thou art certain thou hast my consent, thou mayest take this final step. Go to the signal towers. At the base of each thou shalt find a lever. Flip the lever from A to B. This will cause that signal tower to transmit the signal in signal slot B instead of signal slot A. The servants will hear the guiding beacon and begin their journey back to me, here at Soulforge Cathedral. When they all arrive, thou must immediately switch the signal towers back to A so that I can give the servants further instructions, as the servants cannot hear my instructions when the signal towers are set to B. Note, it is possible to expedite the process, as thou may recall from our discussion of the principles of redundant signal potency. My calculations indicate that thou needst only set 7 of the 8 signal towers to B in order for that signal to be now the dominant one. Your revered leader, Karis.
This is just what I was looking.
So yeah, now I know how to use the guiding beacon. Now I have to manufacture a guiding beacon, and I have to connect it to signal slot A or signal slot B, and I have to adjust at least 7 of the 8 signal towers.
For. Now I've got a real plan.
So we've got a key here, and we've got guiding beacon blueprints. Blueprints, guiding beacon. Obtain a signal bolt and a steel plate from storage room 2. Put the signal bolt through the bellowing machine in factory bay C. The stage 1 piece will be manufactured. Transform the stage 1 piece with the rolling machine in factory bay A. The stage 2 piece will be manufactured. Manufacture a regulating round. See separate blueprints. Merge the stage 2 piece in the regulating round with the sealing machine in factory bay D. The stage 3 piece will be manufactured. Put the stage 3 piece through the fusing machine in factory bay E. So that's how I make a guiding beacon. It's a bit complicated, but I can make one. And that was a servant right there.
Nothing is here. It's almost dead. It has damaged you. You have failed.
Now, those things they're just disturbing. Okay, now. Where's that key? Of course, it was the other direction. Okay, that one. I'm just gonna unlock all of these. Then I'll go through and grab the blueprints. We've got a scouting orb blueprint. We've got a book, Comparative Power Ingestion Rates of Immobile Security Units, a concise study of Watchers and Sentries by friend Gorick. There's a lot of reading in this mission. Abstract. For the sentry, the act of focusing upon any foe or the casting of projectiles, large or small, is known to cause said sentry to swiftly consumeth its fuel resources in abundance. Therefore, sentries in most instances have been placed in conjunction with watchers, whose workings doth require comparatively insignificant fuel resources, whilst demonstrating superior capabilities in the detection of trespassers. Whilst this pairing doth seem to create a seamless overlap of function and power ingestion, in truth, the inherent delay of the watcher hath been known to compromise the security value of the sentry. This study, then, seeketh to combine the advantages of both watcher and sentry, indeed to create a sentry innovation which hath the full discrimination abilities of a watcher, yet consumeth fuel resources of comparatively small quantities. Summation of findings. Thus far, our efforts have focused on the management of sentry power ingestion levels. We have created sentries that remain functional at all times without the need for refuelment. However, they must then be fueled continuously from a power source external to themselves. Soulforge has proved to be an ideal research area for testing these sentries, since power resources there be aplenty. Unhappily, we have made little progress towards a model that functioneth extensively outside such convenient circumstances. Ooh, there's a lot of reading. We've got a mine blueprint, a regulating round blueprint, and a flare blueprint. And I locked that when I used the key on it. There's nothing in it anyway. Okay, now you can use a vine arrow to climb up here, but you can also do this. Then you don't have to waste the vine arrow because you can't get it back without taking damage. Without taking fall damage there. But up here, you're gonna hit that switch. And then when we go down here, we get one of the secrets. We've got a switch for the northern apps, gonna open that. More reading, yay. The new scripture of the Master Builder, draft page 41. To assist his calculations, Karis drafted a map of the city, and now he saw the circles he had drawn and was pleased. Nowhere was there a place that would be uncleansed by the necrotics mutox, and its effects would extend beyond the city. The circles conjoined in the center, but the very heart of the city, the same city that had spurned Karis and denounced the builder. Karis knew from this sign that all was to be as he had seen. Karis spake, Master Builder, Karis will not fail you as the precursors did, where an entire civilization denied thee and was felled by thy hand. Karis shall do thy will. Thank thee for directing Karis to their ashes, to discover their error and thy gifts they misused, that Karis now uses as thou intended. Karis hath built for thee thy children, the successors of the human race, and now by thy hand Karis shall wipe away the plague that we are, that thy children may last eternal in purity. But the builder spoke to Karis, then saying, O Karis, thou art truly faithful as thou sayest. I give thee now this command, that thou shalt remain thyself alive when all about thee turns to holy rust. When my paradise has come, thou shalt have a place beside me among my children. And Karis fell to his knees and cried out, Thank thee, Master Builder, thy will shall be done. So, yeah, Karis is a bit crazy. I'm gonna open this. And we come out here, we've got a frog beast egg there. And we are on the other side of this room. That's all we needed from there. Why are you just sitting there? Come on. Come on. There. It should not have been that difficult to do that. And I got my 2 water arrows back. Uh-oh.
I have built so many things. I have made servants from street scum. I have made towering arches from raw ore. I
That was
have
a
built
close
to
call.
glorify him that is builder and teacher. If ever I did a thing, 'twas always for him. He knows this.
This is the Northern
He
Alps.
knows. He knows all.
So yeah, Karis is kind of insane. I mean, he's a religious fanatic to the extreme. We've got a grate up there that I want to shoot this into. I'm gonna drop down here, and we've got a ladder here. And we can come out here, and we can climb up this vine and jump over here, and I have no idea what the use of this room is, because it just leads you over to another room that you can access already from the 3rd floor. But yeah, we've got this weird grate thing. And then we just drop down into this room, which we could have already accessed from there. But I'm out of time for this episode. Didn't get too much progress on that, mostly reading. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.